Welcome to another bestie chat. We have got tips to make you guys some better lovers. I'm gonna be real. You can call me a simp. You can call me gay. I don't really give a shit what you fucking call me. If you are watching this video and you're in a relationship and it's not going the way you'd like it to go, what can I do? Listen up, all right? I'm talking to you. We were told a lot of things about society, about relationships, about sex that honestly just flat out weren't true. Okay, we were told that the man's pleasure was all that was important, and we just need to start refocusing some things. No two women are the same, but in a larger extent, no two people are the same. Guys, we have got to remember that all people are individual, they're unique, they all have autonomy. So if you're talking to women and you're expecting to be able to do this thing that worked with this woman and do it exactly with this other lady, it's not gonna work because that's a whole other fucking human, dude. What are you doing? Yes, some things might cross over. Yes, you might have some things that you've done in prior relationships that are gonna work in the relationship you're in now. But I gotta tell you, don't lean on that. That's kind of lazy. It's lazy and it's just really kind of a red herring. It's not real. Remove the expectation of sex. I know that might sound counterproductive because I'm sitting here talking about making yourself a better lover, but a huge fundamental part of love making, of that intimacy, is getting to know the soul of your partner. And if you go barreling into a situation physically and metaphorically with the expectation that sex is going to happen, honestly, man, that can really ruin a lot of the magic. It can really sever a lot of the bonds you've been making. When your wife, your girlfriend, your partner, spouse, whatever, feels obligated to please you in that way, it becomes a chore. It doesn't feel fun. It doesn't feel like love anymore. It's a thing you're basically telling her she has to do. And that's icky and gross. No one has to do anything, man. Even if you're married, no one has to do anything. And you really have to internalize that. If you cannot internalize that, I would just go ahead and stop dating, stop being in relationships now. I mean, yeah, turn off the video, sure, but also isolate yourself, because that's just a fact that you're gonna have to have. Wear it on your like a badge of courage going forward, okay? No one is required to do anything, and that means you're not either, though. It goes two ways, but your partner's also not required to do anything either. So remove the expectation of sex. If you want to strengthen your intimacy, you want to become a better lover, you have to start focusing on your partner. And that means taking out your needs, your wants, and just set them to the side for a time. Set them to the side for a time. You're gonna get yours. She's gonna make sure you get yours, man. So focus on her, prioritize her. In addition to prioritizing her, when you're taking sex off the table, it's because you're trying to get on an intellectual, spiritual level with her. And you need to approach it with a sense of reverence. She's blessing you with her intimacy, her femininity, her body, maybe. You need to be fucking honored, dude. If you're there, if you're in the moment, oh my God.
You better act like you belong.
Take time getting to know her needs inside and outside of the bedroom, fellas. I mean, really get to know who she is as a person, get to know what she enjoys, and like I said, take sex off the table. What are the books she likes to read? Who are her favorite authors, okay? What's her favorite dish she likes to either make or eat? Does she like something that you can cook for her? What are ways that you can strengthen the bonds of intimacy that are not sexual? Because I promise you, if you can strengthen that love, the other will... well, if that's what's negotiated, if that's what's wanted and consensual, of course, that's what will come. It starts at a very basic level, and it starts with respect and understanding that she's a person. She's a human being. You love her, right? You enjoy her presence, her time. Well, stop treating her like a fucking object then, dude. What are you fucking doing? Some ladies like more physical, some like more emotional, some are a mixture of both, some are neither. Take time to get to know your partner. Who is she? I don't care what the fuck you've seen on the internet, what your friends have told you, what I'm saying. Who is she based on your interactions and experience with her? Internalize that. I would also spend time figuring out what common interests you all share. What are some inside jokes that you have? What are some things that come up throughout the course of your relationship that you can share laughs over, share cries over? Do you cry together? Have you shared in, sad intimacy, happy intimacy? You know what I mean? There are so much, and so much that life and relationships have to offer that are non-sexual. And if you can spend time cultivating those non-sexual, intimate non-sexual non-sexual intimate bonds, I promise you what comes after will be so much more explosive for you both. I would also next find common intellectual and spiritual grounds as well. Did you both go to college? Does one of you have more or less education, whatever? What are things that you find important, like academically? Like, do you like to study? What were your patterns like when you were growing up? Things like that. Like, who were you in school? Like, would you have hung out if you didn't go to school together? Would you have been best friends if you were best friends? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are some things you might have done differently? Like, I don't know, get to know each other in those spiritual, intellectual senses. Like, what are some thoughts on the afterlife that you might share? Or do you have thoughts on the afterlife? Do you fuck with that at all? You know what I mean? Like, what are your spiritual senses? Do you can you enjoy yoga together? Do you practice any kind of physical activities together that are outdoors or sportsy? Just take time really just getting to know the person before you consider sex. Now that we've got to know the person, we can talk about sex now. Let's do it. All right, if you want to be a better lover, it's time to talk about sex, and we really want to start with the basics, and that toys are your friend, okay? Please get familiar with, research, and really embrace the concept of sex toys. They're your biggest ally, asset. They're so fun. I don't know what YouTube guidelines are as far as showing you things. So like, I can't show examples right now in this video, but maybe in another video down the line, I can go more into depth on actual sex toys that I would recommend. But definitely do your research. If you want to see some, do your research. Figure out things that might work for you, that you and your partner might enjoy. Talk about them together. Go shopping together. That's such a very intimate, fun thing, is to shop for sex toys together. And please do not view toys as the enemy or as competition. They're an aid. They're there to enhance your time together. So please lean into those things that they can do that you cannot anatomically do. All right? If you want to be a better lover, please understand the importance of and embrace lubrication. It is so important that you are lubricated, you have a good stockpile of it, it's handy, readily available, and readily used, and use a lot of it too, okay? Like, don't get cheap with the lube. Honestly, I am gonna recommend this KY brand. They've got it at Walmart here. I'm sure you can find some brand of this, but this is like a water-based personal lubricant. Water-based is a great way to start. That you can find you have allergies to certain lubricants, so please do your research before you go putting lube anywhere on your genitals or any area of your body. Do your research, figure out if you have any allergies, figure out what you might be sensitive to. All skin, all genitals are different and beautiful and lovely, but please keep that in mind. I would recommend something water-based, but do your research, work with whatever works for your body and your partner's body. Speaking of lube, also invest in condoms. If you want to be a better lover, please have condoms. You bring them to the table, sir. Okay, you have them. Keep them in a climate controlled space. Don't keep them in your wallet. If you're gonna have her over at your house, you need to have them in a specific place, and you need to go to them. Be intentional, okay? Be intentional with your intimacy, with your relationships. That's what it's really all about. But I don't want to come out and say it, but that's what it's all about. It's just being intentional. Please know the importance of foreplay. And also know that foreplay goes beyond just the physical mouth on genitals, hand on genitals thing. This is like your head space. This is like your soul bonding. Foreplay can last literally for days if you want it to. You know what I mean? This is cute, sexy text, okay? This is notes. This is a flower with, I can't wait to see you after work. I'm gonna tear that ass up later kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is the buildup. Please don't sleep on the importance of foreplay. Letting them know that you're thinking of them, letting them know that you want them, you find them to be sexy. That shit matters, that slaps, and it really goes a long way in showing her that you value her, you find her important, and you view her intimacy and her femininity with reverence. But speaking of foreplay, dude, go down on your woman, please. Get to know your ladies or your person's vulva intimately. I'm talking gain a very strong bond and relationship and friendship with her vulva specifically. Talk to it. Obviously not out loud. That might be a little weird unless she's into that kind of thing. Really get to know that. It's the most perfect, beautiful, just powerful organ to ever exist. If you are lucky enough to be spending any time around a vulva, man, thank that person, thank that vulva, and really just spend time getting to know it. Spend time getting to know what makes it tick. Spend time getting to know what she likes involving it, how she wants it to be touched, caressed, kissed. Like that takes time, and really spend time getting to know it. It's worth the investment, and you'll both be happier for it. Spend as much time down there as possible. I mean, spend all day down there if you have to, okay? It's a great tongue workout. You're gonna have excellent jaw muscles. Like I said, lube is great, okay? Fingers are great. Toys are excellent. Keep batteries on hand. I mean, make a day of it. Just pleasing her, and just with, she'll thank you for it. And there are guys like us that enjoy doing it a lot, that prefer doing it, that want to go down, and like it's heavenly. And so if you approach it with reverence and approach it as though it is heavenly, you'll both be better for the experience. You'll both enjoy it more. So I really would invest way more in her oral experience and her oral pleasure. Don't even worry about you getting yours. Now, whether if she offers it and y'all whatever, cool. But I'm saying approach it with, I'm here to please you. Take the importance off of you and your stupid penis for this whole project, okay? It's about her pleasure. Spend time getting to know her vulva. Spend time getting to know their vulva. Spend time getting to know his vulva. And really just, I don't know, show them that you are there for them. Speaking of, getting to know their vulva and the things they want, the things that they like and enjoy, because it's about their pleasure and about your pleasure and bonding together in that intimacy, right? So you don't want to get tips from pornography. Look, I'm not here to tell you what to watch and what to do in your spare time, but I would highly caution you against taking tips, suggestions, or tricks from pornography, especially if it's something you are consuming by yourself. Now, if you're watching pornography together as an intimate couple or whatever dynamic, and you're watching it together and you say, ooh, that looks fun, let's try that. That's a different thing, because that's a conversation. That's consensual. What I'm referring to is, as a man, you're having your own alone time and you're watching porn and you're like, ooh, I want to try that on my wife later. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Talk with your spouse, talk with your partner in-depthly, get consent, talk with them, show that if you have to show them what you're talking about, whatever, but like, you need to be doing things that you know that they would be into, or like, talk about it, talk it out and see what you might be into, but like, don't ever spring anything on anyone. Don't get tricks and suggestions from porn. Porn isn't real, okay? The most authentic amateur porn is still not real, because a camera's involved. It's not real. Porn is for entertainment, okay? Your life is real. Treat the people in your life like people. Do not treat them like pornography, because porn can really harm. It can really add harm. It can be beautiful, but it can add harm, and you just don't want to be adding that into a dynamic that you're trying to, I don't know. It's just don't do that. Just don't take tips and advice and tricks from pornography. That's not a good look. You need to be getting tips and suggestions and tricks from your partner. That's the only place that tips need to be coming from, is a person you are fucking. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I just, because ultimately it doesn't matter if people are giving you suggestions, unless it's the only people you need to be getting suggestions from are the people that are intimately involved in it, okay? That's the best way I can describe it. But when speaking of getting to know your partner, guys, please, I was talking about this earlier. All women are not the same, okay? And if you're looking at porn, you're probably getting bad advice, and you're probably getting bad methods, and you're not fucking well either. I think you are, but your fucking well and her fucking well are not always the same thing. Not every woman wants the jackhammer. Not every woman wants you to just slam into her vagina like you're trying to escape from prison. That's not what they all want. Some of them, sure. Some of them want to build up to it. Some of them want to switch back and forth, and it's a give and take, but like, that's all a part of the conversation. That's all a part of getting to know your partner's body and what she enjoys. But if you're taking tips from pornography, that's a stranger and it's not real. So don't just go into a situation thinking I'm gonna jackhammer this vagina. Don't do that. You gotta care for that. You gotta care for that femininity, man. You gotta treat a vulva like it is just a precious gem, because it is. If you want a jackhammer or something, fine, ask her. See if that's what she wants. Finally, guys, if you want to become a better lover for your partner or partners, spend time pleasing yourself. I think one day I'm going to do a whole video on masturbating, because it's like one of my favorite things in the world. It's so spiritual and so just intimate and fun, and there's so many different ways you can do it. But spend time getting to know you. Spend time getting to know what you like. I'm talking, don't look at porn. Porn can be great, fine, but take that off the table. Find your intimacy. Stop taking so much of the outside influence and figure out what you want. Figure out what's important to you and figure out the things that you enjoy. And I think you'll have a better time expressing that with your partners going forward. So masturbate more and do it with music. Do it with your eyes closed. Do it before bed. Do it when you wake up. Just do it as much as you'd like. Keep it to yourself, of course. And we can talk about that more, because I think masturbating is so important. But I think that these tips are going to help you be better lovers to the people in your life that you're able to express that love with. What did you think of this list? Did these help? Did I miss the mark? Please let me know if any of this helped you, if any of this is just completely off the wall. I am your virtual life coach, and like an actual bestie, I'm always going to keep it real with you. I like to do life coaching that incorporates music, art, and photography, and I'm just here to brighten your days. Please feel free to comment below and subscribe, share a video. I've got more content coming up that's for an adult audience, so please feel free to check out my playlist, and I will post more soon.